What is going on, everyone? Badger here. Should have like and sub, and let's get into this. And unfortunately, while we are seeing many a course correction in movie and TV show and in some video games, we are also seeing some people and companies double down on, at this point, which is almost proven a failed ideology of cultural Marxism and all the DEI that they pushed, and the ESG money is drying up. And yet, still, you will have companies like Activision, like Blizzard, like Ubisoft that will continue to double down, even if they go about it in a slightly more sneakier way. These are, of course, the bridge programs and other things. But here we have Activision and Blizzard doubling down, basically, but then rebranding their diversity, equity, and inclusion to inclusive growth, as the public is, rejecting wokeism in most forms. And this is not the traditional woke of just being aware of social injustice. This is the specific pandering and pushing of identity politics and other things in a modern day, which all it does is ruin whatever it's being put into. So this is the newsletter announcing basically the way they're going to go about, they being Activision is going to go about reframing, but still focusing on all the things that led to their failed products. So team, we have some new news to share, well, as opposed to old news. Going forward, we'll be changing the name of our group from DE&I, Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, to Inclusive Growth. So where in other places they're calling it Bridge, here they're going to call it Inclusive Growth to represent the dynamic and strategic work of our team and what they're doing to bring inclusion and equity to our people, candidate, game development, and creative process across the business. This change to use inclusive growth, or I'm going to call it IG, I guess, Instagram almost, inclusive growth, also better reflects the dynamic and amazing audience that plays our games today and ensures we are growing in the right ways for our community. Community is a commie word, and I guess when they mean an amazing audience and dynamic, they mean that modern audience that barely shows up. This adjustment does not impact one of our core values of championing diversity, equity, and inclusion, DE&I. That work and value remains critical to our culture. So yeah, if you think anyone actually learned their lesson, and by the way, nothing wrong with diversity, equity, inclusion, but when you make it the focal point, when you make everything orbit it, when you make everything fit to it, that is when it becomes a problem, at least as far as it affects the quality of the thing, like I said, that you're putting it into. This change simply better reflects our strategic people and business opportunities as we look to our future. And of course, this is Casey Morris, head of inclusive growth. Inclusive growth right there. That is I mean, this is the same people that are still getting paid to show up and disinfect everything for the coof. This is a business that has been brought up basically overnight. These inclusive DEI managers and CEOs that get paid big business. It's like the highest form of grifting in the worst way possible. You can see here Grum's bringing that attention of them rebranding. And specifically this, like you said, this is what Bridge is doing. Sekirsha here also mentioned it. Rebranding coming in the wake of a number of corporations. That's where we talked about some we're seeing are course correcting. So they mentioned here that some are completely ditching their DEI departments, such as Tractor Supply, John Deere, Harley Davidson, Jack Daniels. Now, of course, damage already done. In fact, the Wall Street Journal at the end of June revealing that woke policies do not lead to growth, and a study by McKinsey back in 2015 has not been replicated. The firm's methods, rather, to determine its results are being questioned. So the validity of this to begin with, it's just was never there. There was no proof that this ever gave an ROI. James McIntosh writing, academics have tried to repeat McKinsey's findings and failed, concluding that there is in fact, no link between profitability and executive diversity, and the methodology of that study that they helped create widespread belief that diversity is good for profits is being questioned. Yeah, go woke, go broke is what that study, when they tried to reproduce it, that's what it actually proved. And yeah, just no signs, basically. Obviously, we, the outside gamers, spearhead by Brutus Rambo, have been the largest voice against all these consultancy companies and just showing what they do, showing their biggest example, Suicide Squad killed Justice League, Alan Wake 2, a little bit from Spider-Man 2 and God of War, but then obviously the bigger ones like Tales of Kinsara Zao, Flintlock, Concord, Dustborn, not all sweet baby necessarily, but pushing wokeism, pushing modern identity politics for all the wrong reasons, and really just proving that they're not profitable. And there we go. Even though some have cut it out, some like Activision and Blizzard are doubling down, and this just further reinforcing what we've been saying. Are we winning? Is the culture war shifting towards us? Yes. Yes, it is. But make no mistake, even in victory, this is just maybe the beginnings of it. So is this the end? Oh, God, no. But is victory possible? Yes. This is not this, but you can sort of see it from here. You can see a pathway where en masse, even people that don't know terms about like modern woke or identity politics, they just know they don't like what's being given out. They too have pattern recognition. They see the ever perfect, ugged up girl bosses and like, what is this?
What the hell is even that?
And thankfully enough people have asked that, and here we go. We've got some sanity returning, even if some are going to be doubling down. Well, I don't know. Let me know what you think of this. Be sure to like, share, and sub. If you have done that, thank you. If you're going to do that, thank you.
Well, bye.